guys, welcome back to the podcast. We're so excited to have you here. Last time we talked a little bit about connection. It's kind of funny because I feel like we always have a game plan of what we're going to talk about, and then we never stick to the game plan.
Lord just takes it away.
Yeah, but it always ends up being what it's supposed to be, I think, hopefully. So, but last time we focused a little bit more on connection with God. This time we want to focus a little bit more on connection with others. So we're excited to kind of involve you in that conversation as well. So Larson, when you think of counterfeit connection,
Yes.
like almost the real thing, but not the real thing, what comes to your mind?
Christians. We did not rehearse that part. Okay, so with the best intentions.
You know what? I feel like I experienced the fake and the real thing in that answer. So
yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, because I feel like there is, a place, we'll talk more about it, but where you can get vulnerable with other people, things like that, especially other believers. But I do feel like there's kind of like this shallow end that people sometimes I think are in a lot of times because we don't feel like we can go deep with someone or will be too much. And so, I was talking with a friend and they even shared like, when you come into church and you're like, hey, to everyone some people do. Some people are like sometimes I'm like that, like head down, just keep walking.
Just get where you need to go.
Yeah. Go to kids ministry, check the kids in, go sit down. Sometimes you have those weeks, but there's other times where it's like you desire connection, like you want it. So you're kind and you say hello and stuff, but then
there's never enough time in those moments.
Yeah.
You're rushing to get to service or
so it's
hard to linger.
Yeah, it can come off like that a lot of times.
It can come across as fake, but it's actually people desiring most of the time to connect. But I can tell if I had never been to church before in my life and I walked in and 45 people said hi and nothing else, I could see that being a little overwhelming and being like, wow, that's you want to talk?
Yeah.
Or can I just hide and not talk? Please don't talk to me. It depends on your personality.
Some people are better with their face. I'm not. But some people
I love that about you, though. I never have to wonder what's going on over there. I've had to get a lot better at that. I'm still not great. People who know me know me. Like, I walk in the room and they're like, oh, okay. But with counseling, like, we were trained on how to not react. And it was quite comical.
Yeah, I don't know that I could do that.
Yeah, it was hard. And it was hard because I'm like, I want to be genuine, but I also want to give this person the space to be vulnerable and not feel judged or try to read me in a way like, oh, is she okay? Is she comfortable? Is she not comfortable? Like, I just wanted to be a blank sounding board.
Yeah. I can see that because sometimes when I would go into sessions, I'm like, is what I'm saying crazy? I don't know. I can't tell. And then other times I'm like, she's got to just want to shake me and tell me something. Like,
sometimes that's true. No, not really. No, it's so funny. This is a great topic for connection. And we're not planning on talking about this, but in order to have genuine connection with someone, you have to be willing to be connected to. And I know that sounds weird, but
to invest.
Yes, to invest your time and be a good listener. Because in order to connect with someone, you have to get to know someone. And in order to get to know someone, you actually have to create space to hear them.
Right.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do in this day and age. Like, you have to be intentional about it or it doesn't happen.
Yes, because all the busyness, air quote, busyness that's happening in our lives that it could not be like that.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to make that decision.
Yeah.
For it to not be that way. But it's true. Like, intentionality is everything.
Yes. And so I did not realize how bad of a listener I was until I went to grad school for counseling, which is hilarious. Like, I don't know if I should be doing this. Like, this is holy cow. But we would have to sit down and do different exercises where someone would tell us, like, the first time we didn't know what we were doing, right? We think we're doing a counseling session in front of the class. And my professor, after the person I'm pretending to counsel shares this whole scenario with me, I'm sitting here thinking about all of the ways I need to help them and all the ways I need to connect the dots and all the ways I'm thinking about my response more than actually hearing them.
Yep.
And my professor was like, "Okay, Megan, pause the tape," and he's like, "I want you to repeat everything he just said."
Mm.
And I was like, "Yikes."
I know how to fix it.
Yeah, well, I'm like, "Well, I know the right thing to say from the textbook."
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I want you to where is his heart in what he just said?
Mm.
What's the deeper thing?"
Yeah.
But it was hard, and it's a discipline, and it's a practice, and that's why I love, like, Jesus is the almighty counselor, right?
Mhm.
And he asked more questions than he answered.
Yeah.
And it's because he could see through a person,
Yes.
and he wanted to connect with them, and in order to connect with them, he had to draw them out.
Yeah.
Like, how often did he say, "What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want? I know what you want, but what do you want? Do you know what you want?"
Yeah.
But it's just so interesting, and that is such a crucial thing in true connection, in marriage, in friendships,
Mm.
anywhere, is allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough for someone to hear you,
Mhm.
and also allowing yourself to hear someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is hard, and even if you are, quote, like, busy, one of the things that I learned, being married to Rusty was it's like you can do it as you go.
Yeah.
So, like, we would have to go and, I don't know, pick up random supplies for the youth group or something like that when we were in that season. And it was like, let's take 2 teenagers with us,
Uh-huh.
and one, they can help with the kids, but two, we can also,
Built-in babysitters, yeah.
we can also, like, truly, we just loved, like, being able to talk about where their walk was with Jesus. And, if we, with all the busyness that we were going through at that time, like, if we didn't do it as we went
Mhm.
and be intentional about it, we would have never had those kind of relationships and
Mhm.
being able to really disciple
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. Bonnie Barker is one of the best
Mhm.
at this, and she's gonna hate that I mentioned her name on the podcast, and I don't care. But she, I consider her, but outside of my parents, she's one of the main people who've discipled me throughout my life and still
Mhm.
does. And she's just so good at just inviting you into her life.
Mhm.
Like, she doesn't stop living. And there are times where she is intentional, but, like, for example, the other day, I was like, "Hey, can I talk to you about something? I wanna pick your brain about something." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm getting an oil change tomorrow at 12. You wanna go with me?" I'm like, "Sure."
That's what it was. One of the times I was here for a session with you, and I think it was after y'all were, like, gonna go grab something to eat, and she was like, "Get in the car." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
she was
Yeah,
good at
she's like,
that.
"I'm gonna go
Yeah.
to the bank. You wanna go? Sure."
Yeah.
And it's just
The
windshield
car
time with
rides,
someone.
yeah.
Yeah, and just allowing room for people to come in your life.
Yeah.
And, no, I love that.
Yeah. I think it's important to even have relationships. Like, I feel like family sometimes is a cheat of, like, well, I have a relationship with this cousin and this one. It's like, okay, but, like, anyone outside of your family that maybe you have a relationship with, I feel like small groups is a good place
Mhm.
for that.
Yeah. And, like, we were created for community,
Right.
and everything about our society destroys community.
Yeah.
Like, and so, like, we were created to know only what was going on in our little radius that we walked to get our bread and our milk and our meat, and
Mhm.
we knew our neighbor, and we knew when someone was having a baby, and we knew when someone was dying, and we knew, like, you couldn't hide.
Mhm. I have a new neighbor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She is so nice.
Aw.
She is, like, the nicest person ever, and, like, she's from Puerto Rico originally, and she was raised with, like, just the people around you, like, the community around you, and she is so kind, and just, like, she came over the other day. I was painting cabinets, I think, and she, like, just does all the things. Like, she she also has taken my trash can back to the
Aw.
part that it goes, like, I've only been there for, like, a week.
Yeah.
Like, and she's very intentional with, "How are you? Are you good? I pray for you." Like,
Yeah.
just so nice.
Yes.
Like,
And what's sad is that's rare.
Oh, it is.
Like
Yes.
the look on your face
Yeah.
right now is like, she's so nice. Like, this is so weird.
I'm not used to this.
What is happening? But that's like what we're called to be.
Right.
We're called to be up each other's butts in a healthy way. I don't know if that's anyways. But like my friend Haley Stockton, who is like, she's everything I want to be when I grow up. She's just so much fun and so much joy and
Yeah.
so intentional. And she is the best at networking friends. And she always jokes and says, I want to just have a big like retreat with all my friends from all around the world. And I'm like, that'd be awesome because I feel like we all know each other because of you.
Yeah.
But she makes friends wherever she goes, but she keeps them because she's intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And like, for example, she lives an hour away and my son is playing t-ball and she showed up to his game.
Yeah. Showing up is a huge
She just shows up.
Yeah.
I would do the same for her. Like she could call me at 2 a.m. and I would be there. But it's those routine, like just showing up is half the battle. Showing up. And I actually had a conversation with a parent today in a session, and he's struggling with his preteen son right now with behavioral issues.
I am not looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah. And things going on. And that's just a hard time to be alive when there's a lot going on. And so he's like, I don't know what to do. And I said, well, the biggest thing is you can't force transparency and connection, but you can set the table for it. And that comes with routine, structure, and showing up. And so we were talking about like, what is your nighttime routine? I know he's almost a teenager, but do you go in there and pray with him? Like set up, or do you go on a drive every Sunday afternoon to get ice cream? Or like set up a time that is consistent. And 90% of the time you're going to talk about bull crap. Yeah. But that 10% is when they're going to know, oh, I can talk to Dad tonight.
Right. The safe place.
Safe place, the consistent place. They know it's there and it's available and it's not going anywhere. And it's like that in friendships. It's like that with your kids. It's like that anywhere. You just have to be intentional about setting the table. Yeah.
It is hard sometimes, for sure, to do it. So I can totally get where the struggle is. But like even with our little kids, like Izzy and Judah play great together. And so sometimes I'm like, I haven't seen them in an hour. Like, are they?
That's a great problem.
I'm like, yeah, well, I'm usually working, so yeah. But I'm like, what are they doing? But I had like even last night, I think it was like I have to be intentional to like sit down and even outside of just the routine things, like yes, they need to be bathed. Yes, we need to brush our teeth. I need to feed them. Like those kind of things. Like play a game of Uno or play like a little board game with them. You know, it doesn't take that much time. I do not always like playing those things, but they love it. Yeah. And they bother my dad when he comes in town, and they'll play like 5 rounds of Uno every night. Like, but it's intentional and it matters to them.
And they remember it.
Oh, absolutely. They know exactly who won what day.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think about my childhood and what I remember, and it's never, I couldn't tell you a present I was bought for Christmas when I was 7. But I can tell you what my mom made for breakfast. I can tell you what it sounded like when I woke up. I could tell you what the love felt like in the room. And there's an old quote that says, you know, people don't always remember what you do, but they remember how you made them feel. And I think a true connection is when someone sees the God in you, the image of God in you, and they call it out of you. And they love you even before you realize it's there.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing too we talked about was boundaries and how I love boundaries. I teach a class on it. I'm a big fan of healthy boundaries, but our society abuses the crap out of boundaries.
Yeah.
And they use it to the point where they don't ever want to be inconvenienced. Right? Like it's more so to protect your peace. It's self-care. Like cut people off if they're sucking the life out of you. And actually, there are some sandpaper people you need in your life because they shine you up and refine you down. You know what I mean? And there's different areas where boundaries are definitely needed. And then there's areas where they're not, and people are putting them there, and it's isolating themselves, or it's protecting bitterness because they don't want to forgive someone.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with it or face it.
Right.
Yeah, and that's hard. That's one of those things where it's hard too when you try to, I mean, as a counselor, you like have, I guess, like the platform to kind of say that, but in relationships of friendships that I have, it's hard for me to be nice and say that. I don't know how else to put it.
I don't know if I'm always nice, but
yeah, well, I mean, the truth, we've talked about the truth and how that is in love and that's kind.
Yeah.
We have in the past few episodes, if you listen to those, but I think it is hard to do that. And I do agree that culture is just cut them off.
Yeah.
You're fine. Yeah. And you're like, but
it doesn't feel good, cut it out. And it's like, sometimes pain is a good thing.
I didn't really see Jesus model that. Like,
he had boundaries with time. He had boundaries with people. He had boundaries with space. But he always forgives. Right? And so forgiveness is not an option for a Christian. And so often we don't talk about that, which we can talk about that another day because it's a whole long thing. But going back to boundaries, like boundaries are supposed to be set when you feel like you've crossed the line of being genuinely kind and giving to the point of feeling resentful. Because if you're doing it out of your flesh and you're resentful because you're not getting something in return that you're looking for, or you feel like you're getting taken advantage of, or someone might actually be hurting you and you need to set a boundary there because that's not okay.
Yeah, it's absolutely needed.
Yes. Like if someone has been abusing me, I probably need to set some guardrails up. Right. So,
and you could do the forgiving through that with still not having the access to your life.
Correct.
Because it's going to literally harm you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And that goes back to the heart. And I'm so thankful it's not my job to know the heart, but Jesus knows it and you know it. If you're real with yourself and you sit with Jesus long enough, you're going to find out. And so you realize, okay, is this boundary up to protect this relationship? Because like the other day I was talking to someone in a session and she has a really strained relationship with her mother-in-law. And there's a lot of trauma and damage on the mother-in-law side. And I said, well, we can set boundaries on time. Like, okay, hey, I want to be intentional about my time with you, but you can't show up at my house at 10 p.m. without letting me know because that's not okay in our house, right? And so like her mother-in-law would just show up and like start doing stuff. I don't know. And it made her uncomfortable.
Right.
And she's like, I know some houses that's okay, but in my house, like, can you come between these hours? Because we go to bed at 9 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah.
So like things you don't even think you need to communicate. But what happens is like, as she began to set the boundaries in the beginning, it was rough. But now a year into it, their relationship is stronger than it's ever been because there's structure there.
Yeah.
And there's respect there.
Yeah. And it's not like I didn't want you around. I love you. I want you to be around, but I'm like dead to the world at that time.
Yeah.
And it's not healthy for either of us. You know, it could be that.
I'm not going to be a good version of myself.
Right.
Yeah.
And that just causes more tension and issues. Yeah.
So I would encourage you to pay attention to where you feel resentful and where you might need to guard your heart. And then pay attention to where you might need to forgive someone and let a guard down.
Yeah.
And what that might look like. So going back to connection, like that's boundaries are a good thing unless they're just to spite or cut off connection, because that is not what God would want you to do.
Yeah. Can you explain, we were talking earlier, and I think it's very helpful because I feel like also people in ministry, I felt like I needed to be kind of like open with everyone at one point. Not me share, but like be just someone that they can talk to. Be
accessible.
Yeah, for every single person. And it got to a point where it was just a lot. And I genuinely cared about all those people. But can you explain the pool analogy?
Yeah. So in counseling, I do this with kids and adults because it's a great visual. And I draw a really cheesy picture of a pool. And I say, okay, this is your heart, like a swimming pool.
Sure, it's a masterpiece.
Yes, it's gorgeous. But this is your heart, right? And there's a shallow end and there's a deep end. And the people in the pool are your friends and family. They're your people, right? So there's the shallow end people that you do life with every day. They know most of your life. They're in your life every day. They're the ones that you're in constant communication with, or you're just working with, whatever.
Yeah, it can be like a work bestie or something like
Yes.
that, like a same-sex work bestie.
Yeah. Yes. And then
I'm just saying. Clear boundary.
clear boundaries. And then the deep end people is fewer. So, but those are your ride or dies. Those are the people that know everything about you. Those are the people you call at 2:00 in the morning. There's probably only 2 or 3 of them in the deep end, if you're blessed.
They're the ones that can defend your actions if you need it.
Yeah, they're the ones you call
like,
when you're in
"Listen,
trouble.
Her heart is not really like that,
Yeah.
even though she snapped.
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
Let me explain.
They're going to have your back, but they're also going to call you out.
Yes, and then they're going to go tell you about it and
yeah.
talk to you about it.
Like, I'm going to honor you when you're not in the room, but I'm going to call you out
Yeah.
to make sure it don't happen again.
The heck were you doing?
What were you thinking? Or where are you? Like the people who, when you walk in the room, they know you well enough to say, what's going on?
Yeah.
Those are your people.
How are you really?
How are you really?
Yeah.
The ones that you can show up at their house and you feel like you can let your hair down and you don't have to feel like rushed or apologetic for being there.
5 hours passes and you're like, oh, we need to go get the kids.
Yeah, well, we should probably go now. Yeah. So those are deep end people. So deep end, shallow end, and then there's people around the pool, right? So these are the people that can kind of come in, kind of come out. Sometimes these are seasonal people, someone who's in your small group for 6 weeks and then you see them at church, or these can be people who, depending on what's going on in your life, they're there, but they don't have full daily access all the time because you can't be everything to everybody.
True.
And then there's the fence around the pool and the pool rules on the outside, and there's a gate. But good boundaries have gates that you have the key to, right? And so there's people outside of this gate, and the pool rules are decided by your heart. Okay, is this person respect me? Is this person someone I want around my kids? Is this person
that's huge?
Someone that makes me better? And this goes to this is all about friends, right? So of course you're going to be open to someone who's different than you. Of course you're going to love people God puts in your path, but these are the people you let into your little inner world, right? And so you have standards for that, of what you're looking for in friends, because you can't be everything to everyone. So you need to be selective on who you hang out with, because the Bible is very clear about the company you keep.
Yes.
And so that's kind of the analogy I give for boundaries. It's like you have a few people in the pool who are your close ride or dies, and then you have the community outside of the pool, and then you have people outside of the gate who can come and go, but you have to decide if they're able to uphold those expectations. And you don't want perfection, but you do want respect.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and it says it all throughout Scripture, like about what kind of friend, is good for you. So like carrying each other's burdens, and you'll fulfill the law of Christ. So in Christ, that was in Galatians 6:2, but then there's another one that talks about like encouraging one another until the day approaches when Jesus comes back.
Yeah.
In Hebrews and stuff. And so there's tons. There's iron sharpens iron in Proverbs, and I think it's super helpful. I really liked when doing a little bit of research, like about, obviously Ruth and Naomi really relate. I relate to that a lot in my life story. But then there's in the Bible, David and Jonathan.
I love their relationship.
Yeah, very loyal friendship. Obviously.
It was so sweet. So the new David movie came out. My son is obsessed with it, which is a great movie to be obsessed with. And
thanks, Bill Wickham.
Yeah. Yes, it's so good. I enjoy it as an adult. Like, it's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, or your kids haven't seen it, go watch it.
And then the younger one on Minnow
it's good too.
So good.
Yes. But Dawson is asking some really good questions, especially at bedtime. Like every night we're laying in bed, I'm like, wow, where did that come from?
Yeah.
But David and Jonathan, if you don't know that story, King Saul had a son named Jonathan. David was anointed to be king.
Mm-hmm.
David was Jonathan's friend. Saul loved David like a son. And then Saul kind of went a little batty when he realized that David was the next king and not Jonathan.
So he felt betrayed.
So he felt betrayed, even though it wasn't in David's control.
Ooh.
And David never did anything wrong, right? But Jonathan was always loyal to David, even to the end. Like he knew he had to die in order for David to take the throne, and he did it willingly and courageously. And it's just a beautiful picture of laying your life down for the will of God and for a friend.
Yeah.
But Dawson was asking me, he's like, Mommy, like, did David miss Jonathan?
Oh.
And I said, I bet he missed him every day.
Yeah.
And he said, well, where are they now? And I said, they're together. They're together. And we know that. But I sat and thought about that after Dawson fell asleep. I was just laying in his bed, and I just was like, wow, how sweet it's going to be when we get to heaven with all of the people in our world that we were able to encourage and that were able to encourage us and that sharpened us and that we wrestled with and that we got offended and forgave and got through it and like that we did life with. And it was all worth it.
Yeah.
Right? And so my encouragement, if you get nothing out of this podcast today, is to allow yourself to step into community and know that it's going to be messy.
Yeah.
Know that being offended is a choice that you don't have to choose. That could be a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
But choose to see the best in other people. Choose to listen. Choose to allow yourself to be known because you're worthy of being known.
Right.
Right? Your story is a good one and it's still being written. And you could be someone's Jonathan. You could be someone's David. You could be someone's Ruth. You could be someone's Naomi. But I just completely hijacked what you were saying.
No, I mean, like none of us have fully arrived. And so it is worth to take the risk.
Yeah.
It's sometimes hard to get yourself to take that first step, but it is totally worth it. I mean, anything you do in life, it's not promised. It's not guaranteed. No. And so it is totally worth it. I think that's actually really good.
Yeah. Don't be in isolation.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's verses in the Bible about like harmful connections. You want to obviously stay away from gossip, division, bad company. It says in 1 Corinthians it corrupts good character, like all of those types of things. Someone that could be super divisive. Like if you just talk to a certain friend when you're gossiping, like, yeah, it's not real.
Yeah.
Like, no. Be very careful because it can come off too as someone being concerned when they're just wanting to know the tea.
Yeah.
Spill it.
Yeah, spill it. Yeah.
So, but there's so much more good in even taking the risk in connection than there is. Yeah. I feel like we're combating that as a generation too.
Oh, yeah.
Like we're done with the fake.
Yeah. I think our generation is so hungry for truth.
Yes.
And what's exciting about that is that they're finding it.
Yeah.
They're finding it.
Yes. I agree.
Praise God. So, yeah. But no, I love that you said that because a way that you can test if the relationship is God honoring is look at the fruit of the conversation. Is it uplifting? Are you talking about dreams or are you talking about people? Are you talking about calling? Are you talking about Betty Sue? Like,
is Jesus in the conversation at all?
Right. Yeah. Is it making you want to be better? Is it making you does it make you feel alive? Is it healing? Like, is there laughter? Like, it should be fun. Like, it shouldn't be, like, we laugh more than we cry, but we do both, right? So, but I think most of our conversations are about God. Yeah. And there's such an intimacy and a depth to that because you see meaning in everything you do. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't really know how people live without it. And now, because I've experienced good relationships, I stink at small talk. Yeah. Like I can't.
What? It's my favorite thing, Megan.
I can't.
I hate it.
So bad at it. And I'm like, I told my husband the other day because we went to an event and I used to like rock a room. Like I could walk in there and talk, and I can still talk to anybody. I was just in my own head that night, I think. But I looked at him and I was like, "Am I awkward?" And he was like, "What?"
But I love you.
I know. I was like, "Am I awkward?" And he's like, "Well, I don't think so. I was like, okay. I was like, because I don't know how to talk to people about nothing. Like, it's
Yeah.
really hard for me because so many of my conversations, and what a blessing to have a community of people that know me so well that when we have a conversation, it's already like we're in it and we're laughing and we have inside jokes and there's layers to our relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, where do we begin?
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
will say, like, it's gonna take that risk of getting past that small talk, like, it's
Oh
gonna
yeah, it does.
happen. It's so
It's part of it.
painful sometimes, but it is it is worth it because that's where it starts, you know? It's
Yeah.
where I mean, we have a very abnormal friendship, you and I, but,
Yeah.
of how it started, but I feel like even if it didn't start the way it did through me actually first being counseled by Megan, if you didn't know that. So she learned a lot of me real fast.
Yeah. We got real close real fast.
Yeah, like I didn't know we were gonna be friends after. Maybe I wouldn't have said some of that stuff.
You could have said
I'm
no.
just kidding, I feel like it I don't know where I was going. Like I feel like it's worth basically
It's worth it,
taking
yeah.
taking that risk to just move past it. I mean, you know, yeah.
Yeah. Some of my best friends I was blessed to be born with. Like we
Yeah.
were friends since birth, and I
Mm.
have several of those, which is rare.
It is rare.
I probably have 5 or 6 of those that we're still really close. And then I have there's different seasonal friends, right?
Yeah, that's been hard for me.
That's hard for me too, because
Yeah.
some are meant to be there for a season, some are meant to be there for a lifetime. And that's okay.
Mhm.
Like there's nothing good or bad about that. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
But it's sad sometimes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
It is
something.
hard.
I forgot. Oh, you were gonna say something about Ruth and Naomi, and I
Oh,
totally
well,
cut you off.
no, I was just saying for mine, like with Ruth and Naomi, I just love how devoted Ruth was to Naomi. And then you saw the fruit because she was instructed by the Lord. Like you saw the fruit in her life as she went through her journey. And that was only God. Like,
Oh yeah.
I feel like there's so many cool things that can come from connection with others and friendships and not just your family, but other people too that maybe even think a little differently than you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like there's such a building of that, and God can bring so much glory out of it.
Oh yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
All that.
It makes a lot of sense.
All that just there. I wish you could see my fingers. That's just like
I can hear them.
Yeah. That's my nails. Yes.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about ways that I met friends along the way. So one of my favorites is my friend Jen.
Mhm.
Oh gosh. She we were in the same college church group. Like I showed up and I see this girl and I'm like, oh, she seems really nice. I want to try to be her friend.
Yeah.
And so I've never been shy, which has been a blessing, but it's still, even when you're not shy, it's still like, it feels like asking someone out on a date.
It's
or
still a
something.
risk.
Yeah.
Will you be my friend?
Yeah. Oh no, I walked up to her and I was like, hey, do you like coffee? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh. And she's like, but I do like tea. You want to go get tea? I was like, which is totally her personality. Just dry, like, oh, so
That's
funny.
awesome.
But I was like, yeah, you want to go tomorrow? And she's like, sure. So we went and had tea by the beach and we ended up being best friends ever
Yeah.
since. But sometimes it's all it takes is just showing up and
Mhm.
and spending time.
Yeah, I think that's a good like place to start. Whether you're at a church and you're in a youth group, if you're younger listening to this, or if you're an adult, you can try a small group. Like I've had some great friends come out of going through a small group together.
Oh yeah.
And very entertaining friends, can I say? Like, I hope they're listening. They know who they are. But then, I mean, I will say for me, it is hard, like, to go to a grocery store and just randomly go talk to someone.
Yeah.
But if I see the same person at a coffee house every day, I'm like, hi. Like,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
awkward,
Yeah.
like, that's me.
Yeah.
I know I'm awkward, Megan. Like, I don't need to ask anyone. But yeah, I think, like, those are some great places to start.
Yeah.
If you're, wanting that. Because there was a time in my life where I didn't have a lot of friend connection
Mhm.
that was healthy.
Oh yeah. And if you have one
Mm-hmm.
or two,
Yeah.
real, genuine friends, you are blessed.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Yeah.
read a study the other day, and I'm gonna misquote it, but it was something along the lines of, like, most people can't say they have one,
Yeah.
because all of their friends are on social media or they're
Mhm.
isolated and they never get out of their house, and it's like, that's tragic to me because there's so
Yeah.
much more to you that you don't even know because you haven't allowed things in other people to unlock that in
Yeah.
you. Does
Like to
that make
pull it out of you. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
it does.
I remember this is funny, but, um, before I met my husband, I was in another country doing mission work, and I was single on purpose for a while, and then I came back home, and I needed some time to, like, reacclimate,
Yeah.
and then once I got my bearings, I woke up one day and I was like, "You know what? I wanna date again." And it was, like, just, like, I was ready, like, and, then then the next thought was, "Oh, but how?" Because I'm in
Right.
little podunk frostproof, and, I haven't been here a while, and I feel awkward, and I don't know how to connect to people, and
Is
so
someone at that McDonald's or something
yes,
like
the
the
only
little
thing in town.
four-way stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Dollar General.
Just put a, like, boyfriend wanted sign on
Oh
the
my gosh,
post,
I
like
wish you would have.
oh, Lord, but
I would have
I
helped you.
so I was like I went to all my close friends who know
Mhm.
me,
Mhm.
right? And I went to my family, and I was like, "Listen, it's been on my bucket list to go on a blind date."
Which you're crazy for, can I just say?
Yeah, which I'm so glad I did it. It was so
Yes.
funny.
Well.
But I was like, "Yeah, it's on my bucket list to go on a blind date." My only rule is that I can't say no, right? So
Oh my
the
gosh.
worst thing that could happen is, I get a free meal.
Yep.
The best thing that can happen is I meet my husband, and
Mhm.
the truth is gonna probably be somewhere in between where I have an encounter with someone and I learn something about myself and about
Yeah.
them, and I might make a friend, right? I have nothing to lose, and that was my mentality of like, I'm just gonna go meet people. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm
That has
not a
never been on my bucket list.
yeah. So when I tell people this, they look at me like, "What?"
Yeah.
Um,
I remember the first time you told me, I was like, "What?"
What? Yeah. And so but I'm like, "No, like, do it in a safe way." And if
Yeah.
it's people who love you, they're gonna try to hook you up with someone you might like,
Unless
right?
they really love you and then they play a trick on you.
Yeah, well, that happened too. So I could write a book on the experiences that I went through. So
Maybe one day.
yeah.
I can't wait.
I remember so I had some really awkward dates.
But did you have good food?
Oh yeah, always. I love food, so I was there for it. But I had some really awkward dates, and I just belly laughed all the way home. Like, yep, never seen him again. And then I had some really fun dates where I was like, wow, he's boyfriend material. Would never marry that guy,
Mm.
and not at least not that version of him. He needs
Yeah.
he needs to work on some things.
Give him a
before-
few more years to
Yeah.
kindle in the fire.
Yes, but I remember learning about different parts of my heart. All
Yeah.
that to say, so that by the time I met my husband, he was the last blind date. I was like, that's it.
That's awesome.
That's it, because I like who I am with him,
Mhm.
and I am proud of who I am with him,
Mhm.
and I think it's the same thing with friendships, like, not everyone is gonna be your shoe size.
Yeah.
Same thing with counselors, you're not gonna connect with every counselor, like,
Right.
try on a few, and that's okay, like, you can be acquaintances and
Mhm.
be kind, but in order to invest in a friendship, you need to know that that's someone you wanna spend your time on,
Mhm.
and when you find those friendships, it's always worth it.
Yeah. I agree. I
Yeah.
like how you met your husband. That's an awesome story.
It's really funny. Gator baseball game.
That was the date?
Yeah. Gator baseball game. Well, it never ended. So it was like it was his college roommate was my cousin, which is so funny because we never met until after college,
Oh, wow.
which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
And then because I don't think he would have liked me.
At that time.
Version of
Yeah.
me. Yeah. God was working on me and him separately. Which is good. But his college roommate was my cousin,
Mhm.
and then my cousin was dating my childhood best friend.
Oh, wow.
And so when I was like, I want, and Clint was still living with Seth at the time in Plant City, and so, but I had never met Clint, which is so weird. And then
Yeah.
I was best friends with Clint's cousin at Flagler and
Yeah,
undergrad,
that is
which
great.
was
It's
just
like
so weird.
all these
We
connections,
were all
but
close, but
not.
I never knew he existed. I actually looked up his social media and I was like, oh crap, he dated Kelly. I can't date him. Like, they're cousins. They're like best friends, but I thought that they dated because she was in every picture. So, but yeah. So when I told my cousin Seth and my best friend Kaylee, I was like, do you know anybody? And they're like, actually, we do know a guy. And so we went on a double date to a Gator baseball game. And then we went to eat. And then we went to dinner. And then it was like, Clint was like, well, do you want to go do this? And I'm like, sure. Do you want to go do this? And it was like 10 o'clock at night. And we've been together since 8 o'clock that morning. So it was sweet.
That is cool.
Yeah.
It's a full day. You can learn a lot about somebody.
Oh, I was grilling him.
Oh,
I was
I'm
wasting
sure.
no time. And looking back on that now is so funny because we joke because Clint is just like steady Freddy.
So chill. He seems so chill. Yeah.
And I'm like, I talk about emotions for a living and he doesn't have any. So that's what we say, which is not true, but it's kind of true. But it's just funny. God has a sense of humor and I love him. So anyways, it's worth the risk.
Yes.
Connection is always worth the risk.
That's awesome.
And God sanctifies you through it and blesses you through it.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to add?
I don't think so. I think that's the end.
Yeah.
I think that. Thanks for joining us today.
Let me pray us out.
Yeah.
Lord, thank you so much for creating friendship. Thank you for allowing us to be friends with you. Thank you for being the ultimate friend, the ultimate partner, the ultimate everything. God, it's just overwhelming to know that we get to walk life out with you and we get to be fully known by you and we get to know you for the rest of forever. And what a gift and an honor that is. I pray that you give us the courage to set clear boundaries, but also be open. Lord, I pray that our hearts are softened to people. I pray that we're willing to be inconvenienced in order to show up for people. I pray that we're willing to be the friend that we so desire to have. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.